Yes, she is.
Okay, I'd like to welcome you all to the village board meeting, 7 o'clock, Monday, October 9th, 2023. We'll have a roll call of officers.
We have Pete Antia, Roseanne Guy, Don Gotcher, Chris Clear, Rose Sowers, and Dan Walton present.
Open meeting law compliance check.
Yes, we are.
We all please stand for a pledge of allegiance in a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We have any public input? No public input. Belgium Area Chamber of Commerce.
All right. Hi, everybody. Sorry, I could not be there in person today. Can you guys hear me okay?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Sorry. So just a few things. First of all, we had Peppy's pet party yesterday at the dog park. And I think it went very well. Thanks to DPW for helping us get set up. Thank you to Vicky, you were there as well. And the Belgium Tourism Committee. I would say we had probably around 100 people there, and probably 40 to 50 dogs that kind of came in and out throughout the time. So it was a great time. I heard that we had a lot of people from surrounding communities attend. Hopefully people who didn't even know we had a dog park. So I think that was really a great event that I'm personally hoping that we'll bring back again next year. Next up, we have Celebrate Belgium, which is the Chamber Awards Banquet, and that's coming up Wednesday, November 8th. So we'll be meeting soon to select the winners, and then everyone is invited to join us at Memories that night. We will again have a comedian and a dinner and a nice night of community. So hope you guys can join us. And then our European Christmas event is coming up on Sunday, December 3rd. So once again, we'll have a Main Street parade, followed by activities down at Village Square. So we'll give you more info on that next month. Do you guys have any questions for me?
I think we're good. Thanks, Tara.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, then we'll move on to 7A, the Marshall report.
Okay, for September, I had tagged one car on Main Street with an expired license plate. And it's still an ongoing thing. We're dealing with her. The car is in her daughter's name. Her daughter passed away. And so she's working with the DMV to try to get the license updated so she can either re-register it or sell it. So we're keeping in touch with that. And then I also had one on South Loran where somebody put a recliner out on the road and nobody
took it.
Nobody took it and nobody claimed it. So finally I got a hold of the landowner and I told him, hey, it's in front of your property, it's your problem.
Right.
So it was gone within 2 days. And I also had a report of a guy cutting his grass on South Reading at 10 o'clock at night. And I went over and talked to him and he says, well, I thought it was gonna rain, so he wanted to get it cut. And I said, it can't be that way. So he promised he won't do that again. So,
He had to have had a headlight on his mower.
yeah, I'm sure about that. That was the only really complaints that we had in the last month.
Is there anything about this house down here in the corner? Is there anything about this house in the corner? It's starting to get pretty cluttered
Yeah,
out.
I talked to him already. He's gonna be getting it cleaned up again.
Okay.
No, we're not gonna keep doing this. We're not, I mean,
I think next time I'm gonna have to cite him,
Yeah.
yeah,
cause I'm gonna give him 2 weeks to get it cleaned up again, and then if you don't get it cleaned up, well,
Now you're just gonna get citations every time.
yeah, I'm getting tired of dealing with him.
okay. Anybody got anything else for the marshal? If not, I'd like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda items 8A, 8B. Motions are made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Number 9, unfinished business, consideration, discussion, and possible action regarding 9A is update of property development, First Street and County Road LL. Proposed apartment buildings. Danny, do you?
Yeah, I mean, you Julie had put everything in your package about that, and they came up with a site plan for the pond and based on McMahon's, recommendation, the pond, what they got designed on here is big enough for that area and for our Maple Lawn subdivision goes in. There's a few items where they gotta clean up in their report that they accept there. What SD sent to McMahon, there's a few questions on that. But the pond is designed right, big enough for their stuff and our stuff, so. I mean, I think if you make it.
And Kyle gets to keep his shed.
Huh?
Is that and Kyle gets to
Well,
keep his
there's
shed?
other, we gotta see how far, that's encroaching on their
Oh, it
building,
is.
so that may be too close to their building on the back, because,
To the volley, to the shed.
well, to the building itself. It doesn't give no dimensions on. here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
10 feet away or if it's 6 feet away. It
Right.
Shows about that much on the print there.
Yeah.
They just gonna be to the side here, or they're gonna come for a variance or whatever.
Right.
Correct, Julie?
Yeah, so at this point, there's still some details that need to be worked out at site.
Okay.
But at this point, McMahon reviewed their, the redesign. They were recommending.
That it,
Approve contingent upon.
sure.
And Danny, please refresh my wretched memory. How is this being funded? Is it gonna be like a cooperative funding between the? Okay.
Well, right now it's on
Okay.
the developer.
Okay, that's what I was asking, because I know that.
Yeah,
there was
developer
no-
supposed to put it in.
Suggest that we have. Okay, I just remember that there was some.
The pond this size, considering, it's a lot of village stuff going in there, we'll probably need, there'd probably be a maintained pond by the village, but we'll probably
Okay.
either get an easement to
Yeah,
that, or if they need that area over that. I mean, that's things that we gotta work out with the property owner.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so,
there's still more details.
Yeah,
As
right.
far as-
I will just keep my questions to myself.
No.
Is there any- Is there
I mean,
any,
it's,
given the pond size and location of where it is there any concern about public safety
I don't think
that
so.
we should address? No.
No, I mean, they have a pond in the other ones,
Right.
LL.
Think about proximity and location. what
Yeah.
is-
With all the
I
buildings.
I don't know, I wanna see how deep it is, but.
yeah. Maybe we'll put a fence on.
Okay, then I'll make a motion, we approve, let's go forward with the site plan contingent upon refinement of stormwater report.
I'll second.
Motions are made and seconded. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
I got a question.
I got an answer.
This past, Alzheimer Entry Builders, I will be the general contractor on this project. What's the soonest I can get a meeting with the planning commission? I'm guessing that's the next step for us to get through.
Well, I think the next step is to get a conceptual site plan,
That is coming.
okay, and then we'll have to have an ad hoc committee, and then we'll look at it, and then if they say it should go to the planning commission, meeting, correct? I think that's how we talked about it a little bit today.
I mean, yeah, we should work out the details with the staff before it goes to the plan commission.
What is that timeframe?
Well, once you get the plan, we probably can call a staff, ad hoc committee meeting. No, we gotta have it during the day because we'll have to get McMahon involved in it because.
Sure.
I mean, they review the site plan and everything, so. I mean, usually on a conceptual site plan, you have, the dimensions, where it's located on the lot, I mean, it's not just like this here, right here, you have a site plan, but
That's coming, I know that they're finishing that up.
Yeah, I mean, we gotta know the distances, you know, we have that building, all the other surroundings, and how the water and sewer is gonna work, and there's a whole list that we go through.
Yeah, and I'll forward that to you. What's needed for that.
Okay.
So, the site plan's gonna be adjusted based on, you do a lot line adjustment first, right? Yeah, the legal, everything's gonna have to be done. Creating, doing a lot line adjustment, and then obviously the legal for the pond area, and
Yeah.
what I envision is it'd be a stormwater, easement, in favor of the village. As the village requires us to maintain it, but has the right to go in and do it.
Okay, so that's probably gonna take one more meeting and then we'll head off to the planning commission after that, is that what we're thinking?
Well, how soon can you get the site plan here? I mean, we gotta have that first, I mean.
Yeah, I will talk to Brendan about that.
You know, that meeting is
The
2 weeks from
23rd.
tonight, it ain't gonna happen this month, so we got November,
We can probably call a special meeting for that one, so.
but whatever, just,
Sure.
but we gotta have
Yeah.
time to review too, I mean.
Yeah. Yep.
And yeah, like Brad said, an agreement would probably need to be drafted during the next storm.
Okay. Brad, are you gonna submit that, are you sending some stuff to that?
We have to coordinate that with staff, we'll have that. Both sides.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I'm just, the only reason why I'm just kind of pushing on it a little bit is the cold weather is setting. We want to get these things dug in, if we can, get them ready to go, so.
I think that'll happen for the first year.
Yeah.
Okay, no other comments, all in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion passes. 9B, update and possible action on Silver Beach Road project. Did you happen to get any bids?
No, I was working with the county for the Silver Beach Road project, and they're, giving us a bid on what to do. I mean, we're just talking in staff here, among staff, how we can go about doing that, without, efficiency, we have something from our engineering firm, and when I talked to the highway department, they would do the engineering for us. We're just trying to keep the cost down.
Right.
It's 1,100 feet of blacktop, that's all we're doing.
Right.
Raising the road. I would say if we're putting water and sewer main in and utilities and laterals, I would think we definitely need McMahon involved, but like I say, it's 1,100 feet of road. And if we can do it legal, that's the question.
So on that issue, because the county is proposed to do the work, we can probably do something for the ordinances, probably an ordinance change, but I looked into it, and I think we'll be able to do it with an agreement placed with the county where we don't have to go to the bid because of an agreement we have with the county for it, so. But it will take, by, next month to get it on, the ordinance,
I mean, the county, they put roads in all over. I mean, they just did one Hilly Lane off of Highway K. That was a swamp area. I mean, they built that up, they paved it. Clay Ridge Road, they built that up. They did it. I mean, the town hires the county to put their roads in.
Right.
I mean, they put roads in before. I mean, I'm just trying to save how we can save some money.
The most amount.
That's nothing against our engineering firm. It's just,
Right.
Well, speaking as a taxpayer, I appreciate that.
Okay, so we have to put. I can prepare a draft ordinance. They'll handle that situation. Okay. Does that go, would that have to go before the plan commission or just through the board? Yeah. Okay, so that'd be next month. Okay. So we don't need no action on that. Okay, then we'll go on to number 10, new business. Discussion of possible action regarding Belgium area chamber plans for a village-wide block party.
All right, hi again. So to preface this, it all comes from something that we've been working on to reboot our ambassador program. What we're trying to do is grow the program to be larger and use it to assist all of the nonprofit organizations within the community. So we've invited various organizations to join us to help them all stay in touch on what we're doing. And one of the ideas that stemmed from one of our first reboot meetings was this Belgian block party idea. And it's still, being formed. So that's why we thought it'd be a good idea. And Julie had suggested this also, to come to the board and just get you guys in the loop on this idea. And the concept would be that we would create some sort of kits for these block parties. And our thinking is we'd aim for 5 to 6 block parties that would happen in the same day. And it wouldn't be for a long time. We're thinking like next year, September 14th or the 21st, somewhere in there. And we would just provide them again, we'd have a block party captain selected for each party. So they would be in charge of organizing each block party. We would just provide them with the tools. So again, that's things like invitations and game ideas and coupons for local businesses. So the idea of it is a few things. First of all, we want to bring neighborhoods together, get people out of their houses, get them to know their neighbors, bring us all together as a community. It would promote local businesses through the sponsorships and these kits that they would be invited to be a part of. And then thirdly, it would help us to promote this ambassador program, because we're really trying to get more people just involved in our community, which, as everybody knows, is a difficult thing, but more hands the merrier. So that's kind of the concept. We did talk with the fire department a little bit, who, of course, suggested that if this were to be held on a street, that it would be, a very low traffic area, ideally a cul-de-sac of some sort, and the importance of making sure that emergency vehicles can still get through. So that's the concept. Any thoughts or questions right off the bat?
Tara, I can just provide some of the history too. When I looked through, I saw that 2000. I looked at other ordinances in municipality. In some municipalities have a form that's filled out, and it's basically to get the information, the event date, the location, the hours, the contact person, so that that information can get shared with DPW, the fire department, the village marshal. So I guess, I don't know if the board wants to have me draft a form to be used for this, or just give the go ahead to the chamber to continue to plan it, and just to let the village know the details of it as it comes closer.
Well, I think some sort of like semi-formal form would be nice just to have on file for
Maybe just who's the
municipalities,
captain.
just to make sure that everyone, so
Yeah.
who you contact us.
Right.
Information, whatever, so. I would suggest or make a motion that we draft up a
Right.
form for this, and also let the chamber continue plans for it, and just inform us as it comes to, as it formulates.
Tara, do you foresee a cost with this?
I think what we would do is we'd get some business sponsors. One of the ideas that we had, again, this is all brainstorming still, but was to maybe have like a traveling band that could kind of go on a trailer and head up each party for a little while. So we'd get some business sponsors to help pay for that, and to pay for, if we provided in each kit like invitations, yard signs, things like that. So there would not be a cost to each individual party, no. But it would be up to each party captain to kind of plan what each individual party wants to do, if they wanted to have a theme or, whatever.
Village contemplate barricades for the road.
Well, the last time we did it back, I don't know, if it was 20 years ago, we
2007, it was on Howard Drive.
got Tower Drive, we just put a row of barricades on one side, so the emergency vehicles could go on the other side where they had the block party. That's all really what it cost the village at that time.
Right.
We need a motion to go ahead and fill this form.
Yes. Do I,
second? Okay, motion's been made and seconded. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion passes. 10B, approve change order number 1 for the 2022 storm sewer and street reconstruction project provided by McMahon Engineering. Danny?
So you guys got that all in front of you. I mean, there was a change order, there was some stuff that when the project was going on back last year that we ran into where things had to be changed. Where there was storm sewer in the way, or we had to relower the water laterals, sewer laterals, stuff like that. And if you see his first sheet there, I don't know if you guys got this sheet. Julie, did you forward that?
Yes.
Yep.
It's on the backside of the email.
So then if you look at the numbers, you see the contract bid. Original contract was 2.9 some change. Adjustment for a contract bid versus actual of $14,000 some change. So total construction bid items is $2,922,997. But then you add additional costs, you know, time, materials, question from when we had the project going on, that was 15, some change, and our total contract now would be $92,938,751.50.
So 1% variance.
Yeah,
And that's what this memo is about, dated September 26th from McMahon, is about the change order. So we would just need approval of that. And then there would be more payment.
Kenny, I'm curious, was there any responsibility on the part of the contractor for the fact that this was delayed as long as it was? Because, you know, we've incurred extra engineering costs because they've had to keep coming out and
Well,
check and read all of the.
but we'd have to look at the contract for that. I know when we closed it, or when we said we would close it out this year, we said because we planted the grass late October. So, and then it did take through the winter months. So then they tried in May. And you know what the drought weather season we had?
Yeah, I mean, if there was.
We
no
didn't have a
response-
time frame after we extended, you know, we did not put one on.
If there wasn't any, you know, responsibility on the part of the contract, like if it was items outside their control, I just was wondering if that was a discussion had with the man, because obviously dragging this out a year longer than we expected has brought us more expenses from the engineering side of it.
Yeah, grant that. Yeah,
Nothing in the statement of work, or
Huh?
nothing in the statement of work.
No, it's just, okay, good. Just, it all stems back some Sunday night in July or August when a concrete plant got struck by lightning and they couldn't get concrete for a month and a half.
right,
And that delayed the whole project until we first blacktop at the end of October,
right.
you know? It just was one thing after another, I mean, that's all. And then we had the drought in May, June and July.
Yep.
I mean, every time we worked with Soper, what we wanted, they did. I mean,
Yeah.
they didn't balk at all. I mean, and now we finally got grass growing after they listened to us the last time.
Right.
Well, so just to let the board know, we have had left from, the initial loan that we took out, everything that we paid up to date. We had about $300 left, and that was after the interest that we earned on the money, the loan money. So I have, with the new amount, with the change order, what we still owe Soper would be $89,175.12, or I'm sorry, a little bit, $89,500-ish, minus the $300 that we still have left over. Right now, if we pay this shortfall out of fund balance, we will be left with about 17%, which is $222,000 in our fund balance. That's still a very reasonable fund balance. So it's not going to be, I don't think we need to look at alternative funding for the balance of this project. I think our fund balance can accommodate it. I'm sure there's gonna be a few more minor bills coming from McMahon yet on the project.
Well, I don't think so, because when I talked to Mick, I sent them pictures last week. And they said, I think the grass situation is taken care of
Okay,
and stuff like that, so,
okay,
we should be getting after this final, payment.
okay.
Right.
So I mean, I feel confident that financially we're in a good place with wrapping up this project.
And what is the suggested percentage that we keep the?
Between 10 and 25%.
Oh, okay, so yeah, we're still.
So we're right in the middle
Yeah.
of that solidly after factoring this 89,000. So I'm not concerned about it. I think that when we make this payment and wrap this project up, we'll be in a decent position.
So would this motion need to include?
No, I think that was an informational factor. You can just go ahead and approve the payment.
I make a motion then that we do approve the change order, thank you.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any other discussion on this? If not, all in favor, say aye.
I
Opposed, motion passes. 10C, eliminate village fax line and switch to cellular monitoring unit to accommodate fire tech safety system service.
So our contract on our copier is coming up, and we have been looking at options, and as part of the pricing of it, you have to decide if you want your copier, scanner, faxer to be able, or, your equipment to be able to fax. So we looked at our usage, and frankly, we have one resident who comes here about once a month to send some faxes. And aside from that, I think occasionally the fire department has used our fax. Very minimally. We don't send faxes, we get a bunch of spam faxes sent to us all the time. Almost everything we do is by email now.
Right.
And we can scan it and email it directly from that. So we would be paying additional money to have a fax module put on the copier. And then we looked at it, and we're paying $65 a month for that analog line. And the only other thing that's on it is our monitoring system. So we got a hold of them and they said, yeah, almost nobody has analog lines anymore. It cost us $189 for a cellular unit and an additional $13.50 a month for the service. That fits well within our budget this year to go ahead and do. We will have to pay out the rest of our phone contract, which will go through like February. However, if we just pay the contract out, we will save on all the taxes that
Sure.
we're paying on that phone line. So it is our recommendation that the board go ahead and approve us eliminating this as a service or feature or whatever you want to call it. Because I think it's just an expense that's completely unnecessary.
Then I make a motion that the village do away with the analog fax system and go ahead with fully digital system. And just as an aside, not part of the motion, that citizen can probably go to the nearest public library. I think Metercorn probably does that, so.
And we have already notified him that this is coming down and, we will certainly aid him in whatever way we can to finding something. I'm assuming some places like Office Max or something probably does it also, if need be. He also may be able to find whatever service he's faxing to now. Maybe they have an email option, in which case he can still come in and scan it and
Right.
email it directly to my unit. So,
I'll second.
Motion's been made and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes. 10D, approve new copier lease with Forward TS.
So I believe you were given this information. So this is a smaller unit. We talked to them about our options as far as whether, there's a lot of features on our current machine that we just are not needing anymore. By outsourcing our utility bills, we have really reduce the workload on a lot of our equipment. And, we can get a smaller unit, it's cheaper, the per copy costs are cheaper, and this right now is, we would save this, and this included, I believe this included the fax option, I'm not sure, but anyway, we'll for sure be saving if we go ahead and switch over to this new machine, at least $40 a month right off the bat.
Well, and the 65 for not paying for the analog line also.
Correct. So plus the 1350, you know, but
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
we're looking at saving, you know, around $75 a month.
Right.
By switching our copier over. So that, you know, we could continue to operate our existing copier, but we would be paying more per month for it. And then as it gets older, you know, of course, maintenance costs go
Yep.
up and everything. So, you know, by swapping out the lease now, I believe that we are actually saving money in the long run. So,
I'll make the motion to approve the copy for it, yes.
I'll second. Motion's been made and seconded. Any other discussion on that?
Just a question of how old is the current copier?
The contract is up, I believe, it was a 60-month lease and it's up in a few months. So it's very near 5 years. And it's pretty standard for them to come back toward the end of the lease and, you know, it,
Needs change.
yeah.
That's what
It
happens, yeah.
gets more expensive to run once those leases run out,
Yeah.
usually.
Okay, motions are made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
I-
Opposed, motion passes. 10E, approve postage machine lease with Pitney Bowes to accommodate upcoming USPS mandated upgrade.
So our current postage machine is actually paid off, the lease is paid off, and we are currently, operating it. We have to pay our current provider I forget the amount, we're paying for the meter basically, now we have to pay them a quarterly fee for the meter. 168 a quarter for the meter, and that has no maintenance on it, so if the machine breaks down, we're gonna be paying out of pocket for that. Again, because we are not doing the utility bills in-house anymore, we don't need all the features on our postage machine, we don't need the high volume anymore. So we are able to reduce the size of our meter, and we are also getting, there's a change coming in, I don't know, 6 months to a year, which will require us to have a new meter. We don't need it just yet, but
US postal system.
Right, the USPS does, yeah.
So we can go with a new machine now and be paying virtually the same amount as just paying for the meter on our existing equipment and have all the maintenance covered.
Okay,
So we're, you know, it's gonna be, at least if not a savings, a wash. And again, if we stay with what we have now, we aren't paying more necessarily, but if the machine breaks, we
Then
are
you
going to
will
be
be.
paying out of pocket.
Right.
For any service call. And
And it was, basic service call is.
it was several $100s just to come.
And look
before
at
they
it.
Even look at it.
Yep.
again. So, so our recommendation is that we switch to Pitney Bowes with this new machine. It's a little bit smaller machine, but it will be upgraded to the new standard, which is going to be.
Which is gonna be in
required a few
effect.
months. So,
I'll make the motion to approve, postal machine lease with Pitney Bowes to accommodate upcoming USPS mandated upgrade.
I'll second.
Motions are made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
I
Opposed, motion passes.
just out of curiosity, again, this question is just again, pure curiosity. All of these things, you know, with the copier and with the postage, is that, coming up now because changes are imminent, or do you do a periodic kind of like, inventory of what you're using and make decisions? That, I guess I'm trying to figure out
Yeah.
whether there is a plan in place to review.
when we have current lease agreements and stuff, as we get toward the life of that, we start looking at it and seeing if we have to do any kind of updates, in the case of the postage machine and our folder, when the lease got near end, we looked at it and what we found was that we had no buyout on it. So we were able to let the lease just end and continue operating it. However, two things were brought to our attention, the upgraded requirements from the US Postal Service, which are coming up, and the fact that we have to pay them to lease the meter part of it. The rest of the machine we own now, but the meter part that we have to pay them for. So, you know, we looked at options from both the existing provider and from, we went out and got another quote from Pitney Bowes because we wanted to, you know, make sure we were doing our due diligence. And I guess my assumption based on what we got back is that the current provider did not listen to us when we told them we do not need to have all of these features. We can go to a lower rate. They came back with the same model, with the same features. And Pitney Bowes listened to us and gave us a machine that was, you know, what more fitted for what we needed. So yeah, we do review them when we get to the end of the contract, like the lease usually, so. And
Okay,
as far as the folder is concerned, our intentions with that right now are to just, we've never had to have maintenance on it. It works fine. We don't use it that much anymore, but we do still use it. We didn't have to pay anything. There's no maintenance on it. So we're just gonna run it until it dies. And then if we feel we need to do something new, we will approach the board at that point.
okay, so we'll move on to 10F. Approve public safety recommendation of 3% wage increase for village marshal for 2024. Rose, it's your department?
Because Leon is paid a little bit differently, the marshal's paid a little bit differently than regular staff. But, he hasn't had a pay boost for a while, and cost of living being what it is, we just as a committee thought that the only fair thing to do would be to include the marshal's wages in that cost of living adjustment. So that's what the 3% represents. And it's not much.
It's a couple $100 over the year, not even $200.
You wanna let it go? You wanna let it go?
I'll make a motion to approve the public safety recommendation of 3% wage increase for the village marshal for 2024.
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any other conversation on this? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. 10G, approve request to submit order for generator for lift station number 1, $45,000 budgeted for 2024 sewer fund budget for sewer equipment replacement fund. Paul's not here,
So
so
Paul's not here, he told me at 5 o'clock that he couldn't make it, for some reason. And this, well, I want to talk about it, I mean, he wants to approve it right away, because he said it's like a 35-week lead time
Great.
to get this generator.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we had that sewer and water equipment replacement fund, and I think he had 45 grand in there for that.
Yes, so it is currently on the budget, which has been recommended by public utilities for next year, and we won't be paying it out of fund balance because it isn't gonna be purchased till next year. He just wants you to go ahead with it now so he can get it ordered.
Right.
Is the way I am.
Correct.
did he get different,
Well, yeah, we contacted Miller Electric out of Portland, they wanted $100,000 for.
Yeah.
The way they wanted to set it up, and so.
and this one he's looking at is how much?
49.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was almost 100, but.
Is that all set up and wired and everything?
Yeah, I mean, we just gotta get the pad for it and we gotta set the generator on it, but we can do that. I mean, we did it on other ones already.
Yeah.
So, but it's all hooked up, and obviously we gotta take the old one out and everything, but that we can do.
Is the old one still running or is that pretty much junk?
It uses oil, so it's from 1980.
Yeah, it's on our 1983, right?
Have to cut it apart to get it out because they put it in before the roof went on. So.
How much do we get for scrap?
I'll make a
I'll
motion to approve the request to submit the order for the generator for lift station number 1.
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any other discussion on this? If not, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I second.
Wait a minute,
Double.
wait a minute. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.